Hi all, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I want to share a new YouTube channel with you, done by a creator who claims to be Chris Watts' former mistress, Nichol Kessinger's cousin. And she's using her platform to defend Nichol Kessinger and their family. The channel was introduced to me by one of my viewers, so thank you for the information. And videos seem to be popping up on it pretty frequently, with one of the last ones being a video stating that they're willing to go live on YouTube. It looks like very short videos started popping up on the channel 3 days ago, so it's very new. Now, before I tell you the channel name, I just want to give you a word of warning. The very short videos are startling, to say the least. They show a woman acting pretty horrifying, while she rants and swears all throughout. So prepare yourself if you're going to watch those. But I definitely wouldn't do it with little ears around. One of the short videos literally gave me the chills, like it was out of a horror story or something. There are a couple longer videos where she defends NK and her family, and I will be going through those here on this video if you'd prefer to hear it here rather than give her channel your views. But her videos are racking up thousands of views already, and many questions are being asked in her comments. Now, I'm just telling you about this channel in case you're interested in following everything that is currently coming out about the case. It's up to you if you want to watch it. I cannot confirm that the creator of this channel is in fact a relative of Nichol Kessinger's at all, and, in fact, I call BS on it. There are some inconsistencies that I've already noticed in her videos, and others have as well, like two different voices on the videos. For the most part, the creator sounds to me like someone who may be somewhat intoxicated or on drugs, and she says things that don't make sense to me. So, I don't necessarily find her to be credible at this point, but I've been wrong before. So if you're interested, watch and decide for yourself. I will give you the name of the channel now, so if you want to go watch her videos, you can. If you prefer to hear it from me, then stick around and I'll share what she said in her videos with you. The name of the channel is Stop the Victim Bashing of the Kessingers. If you have trouble finding it, I will put the link for the channel in my description box. If you don't want to hear any spoilers about her videos, you may want to click off this video now. If you're leaving, thank you so much for watching. If you're staying, I'm going to share the information with you that she provided in her longer videos. I'm omitting her shorter ones because they seem to be rants about nothing, and I don't really understand them. So, I'm going with what I could understand. Now, remember, I'm calling BS on the things she's saying, but I could be wrong. She starts off by saying she is Nichol Kessinger's cousin, and that her mother made a YouTube video that no one knew she was going to make. I never saw it. If you did, please let me know where you found it. She claims she and her family changed their names and moved 6 times in a year because of the harassment from people who want to say that Nichol helped Chris Watts murder his family. She states that Nichol didn't kill anyone and that Chris Watts and Chris Watts alone killed his family. Chris didn't have any help, and Chris didn't have any encouragement. First red flag for me. She wouldn't know this for sure. And if NK wasn't there during the murders, she wouldn't be able to say this for sure either. Next, she drops a bombshell. She says that the lawyers Chris had in the past kept reaching out to Nikki because Chris wants to talk to Nikki about the baby. BS. Red flag number 2 for me. I doubt NK would have been able to hide the fact that she had Chris Watts' baby for this long. But again, I could be wrong. She claims that Chris's current lawyers contacted NK a few days ago, and that's what set her mom off and started all of this. Now, I just told you on my last video that Kim on the new channel defending Chris claims that Chris does not currently have a lawyer. So I guess you have to decide who you believe. Also, the creator on this channel claims to be NK's cousin, which would make her mother NK's aunt. Why would NK getting contacted set her aunt off? Unless she lives with her. Where's NK's mom? I don't remember if she's still living or not. But if NK is being harassed, where's her dad? He was right there by her side during police questioning. If all this was setting anyone off, I would think it would be him. So, BS number 3 for me. Now, I'm writing about these videos as I'm watching them. So, if the story changes as I go along, it's because her new videos popped up and she's saying different things. The creator claims her mother is 63 years old and that she's mentally ill and cannot take all the harassment, but that she made a video to rebut what she was seeing on YouTube videos. She claims that Chris agreed to do the book with Sherilyn Cadle because Sherilyn was supposed to give money to Nichol. Red flag number 4. There's no way Sherilyn was supposed to give money to NK, and she didn't blab about it. She'd have to be a complete fool to have known that Chris and NK had a baby and not go public with it. She could have written about that alone and made millions. BS, not buying it. Having said that, the video on the YouTube channel, called Plunder, about Sherilyn's new book, claims that Sherilyn said the information released in her new book will blow the case wide open. So, who knows? But I still call BS. She goes on to say that Sherilyn never gave any money to Nichol or to the creator's mom because she got sued for plagiarism. If the creator's mom is NK's aunt, why would Sherilyn Cadle give her money? On behalf of NK? She said that Sherilyn contacted Chris about doing her second book and offered to give NK some of that money. But Chris said no, because she never gave NK any money from the first book. How would she know about Sherilyn's communications with Chris? Unless Sherilyn is in contact with NK and is keeping her in the loop. In which case, again, she'd be an absolute fool not to write about it all and rake in the money. The channel creator claims her mother is suing a number of YouTube channels for their harassment of her mother, and Nikki. Then she changes it to Nikki is suing. She says that Chris Watts himself has written to them. She uses the word us. Chris Watts has written to us. Why would Chris Watts write to her? Wouldn't he just write to NK? She claims in his letters Chris has said that he doesn't know why he killed his family. He said he was possessed from a demon in the house, and the Thrive patches were making him think demonic thoughts. Now, I just have to say at this point that if Chris was stupid enough to send NK and her family a letter admitting he killed his whole family, while getting Kim on her channel to be a voice for him, claiming he didn't, then he's a bigger moron than I ever gave him credit for. But, then again, he has confessed to killing his whole family numerous times already, so I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. She then says that the reason why Chris killed his family is because he is a sick fuck. Okay, I agree with her there. She says it could have just as easily been Nikki, and said that if his plan worked, he would have killed Nikki too. She talks about how dumb Chris was for taking the bodies to his work site, and says he wanted to get caught. Then goes on to defend NK by saying that she contacted police to turn him in after she saw his porch interview. Then she makes the claim that NK contacted police because Chris looked like a serial killer to her, and she was concerned because there was another woman missing from Brighton. I'm assuming that must be close to Frederick, Colorado? She says that the Kessinger family did not kill anyone. Chris Watts did. That's it. I didn't realize anyone was accusing the Kessinger family of killing anyone. Did you? I've heard of people accusing NK, but not her entire family. Maybe I missed it. She claims the Watts family keeps reaching out to NK because of the baby. Kim, the voice for the Watts family, has stated repeatedly in her videos that Chris's family doesn't know where NK is currently. So, how are they reaching out? Someone's lying here, folks. She says they don't want the Watts' help. They. She keeps making it all about her, not just NK. She claims that Nikki has been on drugs and has burglarized her aunt's home 2 times for drugs. So they never turned her in? I would think that would have been all over the news. She claims Nichol has no money and she can't get a job because of all this shit. So how is she taking care of her baby? Is her aunt taking care of her baby? She claims the only thing Nichol did wrong was have an affair with a married man. She said Chris was already separated, and he and Shanann slept in separate rooms. But we're all acting like NK destroyed their marriage. No, she didn't, she says. She claims that Chris was already stepping out of their marriage and that they were swingers. They were already sleeping with other men. I'm not sure if she's referring to NK and Chris or Shanann and Chris, but I call BS again. None of the men who tried to say they slept with Chris ever mentioned a woman or a swinger scenario. Now, maybe Chris and NK were swingers, but I find it hard to believe that anyone who was with them wouldn't have come out publicly about that yet. Unless she's referring to NK's friend Jim. She says that all is going to come out, and that if Chris had gone to court, it all would have come out already. She says if we knew everything, we wouldn't be harassing Nichol. I didn't know we were. Did you? I didn't think anyone knew where she was. Then she concludes her video by saying that we need to harass the people we need to harass, because Nichol was not involved. If we want to know the effing truth, she says, we need to look at the people closest to them. I'll leave it to you to decide who she's talking about here. On to the next video. The creator again claims that she is NK's cousin, not NK. She starts out by saying that Chris did not kill his family for Nichol. I'm curious as to how she could know that for sure. She claims Chris has written them letters, again saying he has written us letters, not just NK, and he still claims he doesn't know why he killed them. She says that in his letters, he talks shit about his wife. I call BS. Other than accusing her of killing their girls, I've never heard Chris talk shit about Shanann. And Kim, his voice, has made a point of saying that he doesn't even like his family saying anything bad about Shanann. So again, it depends on who you believe. Then she makes a contradictory statement, saying that he has written so many times in his letters that he wishes he could take it all back, but not so that his wife would be alive, but so that he could be with Nikki. I thought she just said he didn't kill them so he could be with Nikki. Sorry, guys. I'm sipping wine while I'm taking notes, so it must be going to my head. I'm not making sense anymore. She says they had to change their name, their last name, I suppose, and that they've moved to Alaska. Must be the vino again. Why would you go to the trouble of changing your name so you can remain hidden, and then go on YouTube and announce publicly where you live? Red flag. She again claims that Nichol cannot get a job because Christopher decided to kill his family, which he did entirely on his own. Then she asks if we really believe that someone helped Chris murder his family and then told him to take his family to his job site. I thought Kim, Chris's voice, just told us in her last YouTube live that Chris admitted he didn't intend on disposing of their bodies at his job site, but that he panicked. She also asks if we all think he should just man up and admit he killed his family, instead of just saying, Nikki, I love you, I'm sorry. Then she goes on a rant, something about Chris sending a picture of his wife starting drama on Christmas Day last year, complaining about being alone and being sad on the holidays. She then addresses Chris directly and says, You're alone, Christopher Watts, because you killed your fucking family. Fuck you. She tells him they didn't tell him to kill his family. They? Why would they tell him anything? Wouldn't it just be NK? Or was her whole family in the relationship with Chris Watts. Maybe that's why this case makes no sense to us. Maybe that's the huge piece that's missing. Then she tells him he will never see the baby, whether he's in prison or not. She tells him they don't want him free because they know he's a psychotic killer, possibly a serial killer. Then she tells Chris he may have told police he wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for Nichol, but that he was already stepping out of his marriage to Shanann with other people, and that he talks shit about her every chance he gets. Then she concludes this video by addressing Kim, Chris's voice, directly. She asks Kim why she doesn't share Chris's real letters with us on her channel, Chris Watts, Revelation and the Reckoning. Now, this video that I just described to you is titled Christopher Watts' Real Letters Will Be Posted If You Can't Leave Us Alone, Kim. Which makes no sense to me, because Kim hasn't spoken badly at all of Nikki, hasn't implicated her at all in the murders, and has only ever said that Nikki was in no way involved with the murders. I know this because I have a beef with it, because I don't believe she can definitively say that. So, for this creator to suggest that she's being hurt or harassed by Kim doesn't make any sense to me. Red flag. In another video, the creator claims that she is NK's cousin, and her mother wanted her to make a video claiming that her mother was not on drugs, but that she was drunk. I'm assuming she must be referring to the woman in the short, scary videos with the woman ranting on the channel. If that is her mother, then I guess I have seen the video she put out. But man, she's scary. The woman in the short videos is definitely not the woman talking in the longer video, unless she has multiple personalities and multiple voices. She claims again that she and her family have been getting a lot of harassment because of Chris Watts. She says she only met Chris 2 times, and he and Nichol dated for a while. She claims Chris's family has been reaching out to Nichol to meet Nichol's baby. Interesting how she refers to the baby as Nichol's baby, not Nichol and Chris's baby, or their baby. She claims that Nichol had a baby girl on April 14th of 2019. In this video, she says Nichol changed her name, she lives with them in Alaska, she was on drugs, and she burglarized their home. Why would she reveal where NK lives? She claims that even though NK is now clean, she has attempted suicide many times. She says her mother has also. She says we all think Nichol's dad has money, but that's not true. I didn't know we thought that. Did you think that? If so, shame on you. It's not true. She ends this video stating that NK's dad doesn't have any money and that Nichol isn't guilty of anything. I have a question. If Nikki, her cousin, and her aunt are all getting harassed so badly, why isn't her dad? I haven't heard him come out publicly to tell people to quit harassing him or Nikki. Have you? Did I miss it? Damn Vino. In the next video, titled Clearing Up Rumors for NK, she claims they are not involved with the YouTube channels Unmasked, Armchair Detective, or Critical K. They want the series about Nichol removed from Unmasked's channel, which I've been meaning to watch, because she says it's all a lie. What do they say about Hollywood celebrities? Don't believe it until they deny it publicly? Now I have to watch it. She claims that Sherilyn made up most of her book, if not all of it. Funny. I thought Sherilyn was just writing about what Chris told her in his letters. Minus the plagiarized parts, of course. She says that Sherilyn was asking them a lot of inappropriate questions, so they didn't feel comfortable talking to her. Just curious. Why would Sherilyn ask them a lot of inappropriate questions if she wasn't going to use that information for anything? I mean, according to this creator, Sherilyn has been in touch with NK and was going to send her money to help with the baby, but she never told anyone about it. So if she wasn't planning on putting all this juicy info into a book, Then was she just curious? I mean, now this chick's asking me to accept that Sherilyn Cadle has been sitting on all this explosive news and she's never spoken of it to anyone. Why would she do that? No offense, but if I had all that juicy info, I'd be writing a book about it so fast heads would spin. She claims that both Chris Watts' mother and sister have reached out to her. Not Nichol, but her. But Chris's dad hasn't. She says she responded by letting them know they don't want anything to do with their family or their name. She says that nobody wants to be famous, but they are already famous for this. She says they don't need clout or fame, but they do need us to stop making channels about NK when we don't know Nichol. Now, she did say we need to stop making channels about NK, not videos. Just saying. I promise I will not make a channel about NK. She says we don't know their family. We don't know what happened. And as far as the baby goes, they won't be posting pictures of her. Probably because she doesn't exist. But anyway. She says that we have stalked and harassed every family member and friend that Nichol has, even though I've never heard any of them complain about it. But she's also said that people have told them to kill themselves. She says that people just need to accept that Chris killed his family and his wife, and that Shanann didn't kill herself. I didn't know anyone thought she did. Did you? Boy, that's a hell of a new theory, isn't it? She says he has dated so many women in prison. How do you date a woman in prison? Does she mean he has relationships with so many women he writes to? She said Chris has had women hunt them down to give them money, but they refuse to take it. They don't want money from anyone. She says they don't need our money. They make money. Again, she says Nichol doesn't have a job right now, but trust her, they don't need our money. Hey, since Nichol can't find a job, why doesn't she just find a rich man to have an affair with? You know, like a sugar daddy. Too much? Okay, too much. And they definitely don't want any of Chris's blood money. Ouch! Gloves are coming off, people. Gloves are coming off. She claims they don't want to talk to YouTubers. Darn it. There goes my next video. And they have proof that Armchair Detective offered to pay her mother $1,000 to take her phone in the shower and record NK showering, which I find hard to believe. She says that Kim, Chris's voice, is a liar, and that Chris doesn't really want a new trial because then everything will come out. The fact that he was a swinger and that he liked men. She says Nichol was into that, and she doesn't care if we find that out, but Chris does. It doesn't matter who was having sex with who, she says, but that Chris was the only one who did the murdering. She states this many times throughout her videos. Is she trying to convince us or herself? As for how long they dated, she says it's no one's business. So just stop asking, okay? She claims that Chris and Shanann had an open marriage, so it didn't matter who they dated. So it wasn't like NK broke up their marriage. She says NK has suffered from drug addiction and that she's slit her wrists because people saw her baby and figured out the baby was hers, so they started harassing her. They can't have any social media accounts because people keep finding them and harassing them, all because Chris Watts decided to kill his family. She suggests we harass Chris about it instead. Then she concludes this video by telling Kim to stop lying and making video reenactments of Shanann killing her kids. She tells her that since Chris did it, and asks why she isn't making those videos instead. In another video, she states that the point of the channel is to stop the harassment of Nichol because Chris killed his family. She didn't. She says it's not fair that people keep saying NK wasn't investigated, when she was, and she did go to the police. Now, if you don't mind my saying, I think investigated is a pretty strong word when it comes to referring to what police did with NK. I'd refer to it as more of a light questioning of sorts, or even a tell us what you want us to hear and we'll just believe you type of thing. If you want to get technical about it, then they make 2 very short videos saying they're willing to go live, but found out they can't until they reach enough subscribers. Maybe so, but what a clever way to get people to subscribe to your channel so you can monetize quickly. Tease them with going live if they subscribe. I have to hand this one to them. Very clever. I myself will not be subscribing. They can kiss my ass. But I will view their videos to share the information on my channel, so my viewers don't have to give their channel any views if they don't want to, just like I do for Chris Watts' channel. That way you can decide for yourselves if you want to watch on their channel or not. Then in their last video, as of the time I recorded my video, she calls out Chris's mom, Cindy Watts, because she says Cindy came out and called them liars. But she says Cindy knows they can prove everything they claim and that they have no reason to lie. But because they won't say Chris is innocent, Cindy is angry and is saying that they are lying. The creator says Cindy has said she doesn't care what her son did. Then the video abruptly ends. So, that's where we're left as of now. Man, all this, on top of Frankie Rusek saying he's trying to shut down YouTube channels, and he's suing channel creators. This is really turning into a massive shit show. Wouldn't it be something if this was all smoke and mirrors to keep us distracted so nobody pays attention to any real legal maneuvering that may be going on for Chris behind the scenes? Just saying. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you on my next video.